Hey, you in the green. Yes, you. If you're wearing green today, this snippet's for you. Hello, and welcome to Sober Living Snippets, where we live alcohol free so we can heal relationships, feel youthful again, and ditch regret and shame. I'm Becca Jacobson. Welcome to your daily snippet. Today, I'm going to talk to you about what to do in very early sobriety about relationships that have been strained due to recent drinking. But before we do that, I want to give you a little bit of information on next week. As you may have heard, we're doing a book study, but it occurred to me that the word study is pretty hardcore. Let me tell you something, kids. We're not really studying it because we're not going to go super in depth. Here's what we're doing. We're going to look at The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. That means that each snippet is going to be about one or two of her chapters and the key takeaways. I'm going to give you a quote or two, tell you the main message from that chapter, and give you some of my thoughts on how that plays out in our lives and how best to use that towards sobriety. So this is an amazing book. You could do a lot with it. You could take it home and really dig deep on it. But we're doing a light overview, especially in terms of her concepts, how they apply to us in sobriety. So you can either read the book or just hear your daily snippet, and either way, you'll get value. Looking forward to that. Not only that, but did you know that this book has 10 chapters? 10 chapters! So guess what we're going to do, kids? We're going to spend 2 weeks on it. That's 10 episodes. Now, let me just tell you briefly what kind of concepts she's talking about. She's talking about how to use affirmation, how to use our thoughts to get what we want, how to not stress out when we don't get what we want, how to prepare for what we want. All of this is so profoundly applicable to sobriety that we're going to go through each of the chapters and we're going to get some amazing snippets out of it. So you can either grab the book, have a look in the show notes, I'll put a link in there, or you can just come and get your daily snippet and you're going to love it. So really looking forward to that next week. But back to relationships. So future episodes, we could go deeper on relationships and long-term healing and things like that. But I'm just talking about when you give up alcohol, like the first day, the second day, the third day, when you've finally made a decision to do it and you know you're going to stick with it. Why? Because you've got help. You've got yourself set up for success. I'm not talking about one of many, many, many times you swore up and down in bed in the morning, never again, I'm not drinking today, because those promises never stick. And that brings us to exactly why we have relationship problems. We've made promises to people in our lives over and over and over again, and we've broke those promises. We've broken promises to ourselves. We've broken promises to them. If you are just feeling like crap and so crappy that you think, that's it, I'm never drinking again, don't go and announce it to the world, because you're not set up to succeed. I mean, maybe you will, but how many times have we failed in the past? Let's not put ourselves and them through this over and over again. If you're serious about sobriety, set yourself up for success. Make sure you've got the help that you need so you know you're going to really recover this time. And then once you've done that, guess what you do with your loved ones? Nothing. Do not go to them and say, guess what, everybody? I hired a coach. I'm in a program. I got a counselor. I'm doing whatever it is. And this is it. This is it. I'm finally going all the way. You can expect this from me and that from me. And I'm so excited. And the future's going to be amazing. Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't do it. I can see their eyes rolling right now. From here, I can see their eyes rolling. Oh my goodness, this is a mistake. Okay? Once you're set up, quietly go and do it. Now, you don't have to go anywhere. What I mean is set yourself up and do it. Just do it. What we do in early sobriety is we show, we don't tell. I mean, you can share with them if somebody asks you, who's that you were talking to and on the phone, and you're like, oh, that was my coach. Oh, who's your coach? You can tell them. But what we don't do is go and make this big production. Look at me, I'm going to get sober, because our loved ones have been hurt. and they're scared of being hurt again. And they love us so much. They want to feel excited, but they're afraid to. They're afraid, oh God, what if this doesn't work? It's just way too heartbreaking. So this is the moment in time that we make it different by not doing that. We just go ahead and quietly find the path that's going to work for us, commit to it, and start doing it. And it'll only take a few days, maybe a week, depends on the relationship. It depends on the length of time you've been drinking. It depends on the damage that's been done. But they will come to you and say, hey, gee, what's been going on? I notice you haven't been drinking lately and you seem really cheerful or whatever. They will say something to you. That is what you're allowing to happen. You're not sitting around waiting for it, because you're not going to get upset when and if it doesn't happen, or if it takes longer than you think it should. You're just going to allow it to happen in its own natural time and put all your focus on your own recovery, your own health, your own mental health, your own journey. Allow them to heal, give them the space they need. If they're pissed at you, be very, very patient with it. In early sobriety, we have to give a lot of space if we've done damage to people in our lives. Now, it's a totally different snippet if you're still being quote unquote punished by a loved one months later. Then that's a different snippet, kids, because we do not allow ourselves to be treated like doormats, and we are not martyrs for the rest of our lives. That is not okay. Okay? So that's another story, another snippet. I'm just talking about early sobriety. First few days, first few weeks. But if nobody's holding a grudge and you're just going ahead and you're doing what you have to do to look after yourself, they will come around. They will notice, and sooner or later, you'll be able to talk about it together and rejoice and celebrate. But it is a very, very bad idea to go to them all excited. What you're wanting from them is for them to be as excited as you are because you've hired a coach or joined a program. And you're just like overjoyed. You've invested, you're set up, you got it happening. And you're like, oh my God, my life is so going to change. And it is. It is. But to go to them and expect them to understand that is asking too much. They don't know your coach. They don't know how you chose them. They don't know what the program is. They don't understand that you really are going to change this time, because that is where all the power lies when it comes to getting sober and truly recovering. So don't expect it of them. Don't tell them about it. Just give them the space they need and be very patient with them, and they will come around. When you go on your recovery journey, when you start in the beginning, the watchword, the key phrase that we want to have in front of us is show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. Okay, there's your snippet for today, kids. Remember, we have a free sober living community that you're welcome to join. Lots of resources in there, lots of opportunity for more help. Your due for today is physical. I want you to move the body more. I want your body moving more. Do you have a regular exercise? I don't mention it all the time because, I go into assumption mode, which is bad. I really shouldn't. Today, move your body. Get up and go for a walk. Do something to move the body. If you're already doing that, then great, you can check off your due. But if you're not moving the body, take a 10-minute walk today, or whatever is right for you. Maybe it's a swim, whatever it is. Today is the day we want to move the body. Of course, every day is a great day to move the body, but if you're struggling, I hope I can help motivate you to take advantage of that. Get out there and move the body today. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.